We Polish men, yours truly included, are known for our patience. Not, of course. Patience is not a virtue that Polish people inherit, or perhaps people in general. We don't like waiting for things. And I don't think Polish men are the exception, because we live in a Western society with constant gratification. We don't wait for anything anymore. That's what credit cards are for, right? We can get whatever we want, whenever we want, without waiting to satisfy our desires or our needs. And think of your dating life. Would it be appropriate to go to base 3 on the first date? We would like to, but we don't, because it's the first date. There are proper times for proper things. Maybe when you leave her or him at the door, you will give him a kiss, goodnight kiss, and that's it. If you are lucky enough. Then as time goes by, people get more intimate. Eventually, there will be a ring, a wedding bells, and happily ever after. But you don't get married a week after you meet someone. I remember when I went to seminary many years ago, I was thinking, gosh, I wish I could be a priest already. After the first year, I was saying to myself, oh my God, 7 more years? 6 more years? 5 more years? This anxiety was building, the time was stretching slowly without end. I wanted to be a priest, I wanted to preach then without waiting. Of course, if I was to write a letter or text message to younger myself, I would write myself, enjoy your younger years. Have fun. Don't rush things. But this is what we know only from a perspective of past time. As we go through things, we usually can't wait for those things to be over, so we can get to another stage. Today's gospel speaks of a farmer who sows the seed and day and night goes out to check it, cannot wait for the harvest time. And Jesus says he knows not how it grows, but it does grow. Initially hidden under the ground, day and night it grows. Then finally there is a small something green sticking out from the dirt. Now if the farmer, used a sickle at that point, it will be pointless, it's stupid. So the farmer has to wait longer until a time for harvest arrives. It's nothing exciting to be patient. It's not adventurous to sit and wait until things mature. But it is a necessary part of our Christian experience to exercise our patience and let God grow things in our lives, in our church, in our society, perhaps in our dating life as well. Let God grow things and we know not how. Let me share with you one example. When I was ordained a priest 13 years ago, I would have never imagined that I will live long enough that one day I'll be able to legally celebrate same-sex marriages. I thought it will not happen in my lifetime. I wanted to do it, but I was not able to do it. 13 years later, 12 years later, last November in the city of St. Louis, it became legal. A time has arrived for things to mature and for the harvest to happen, to take place. We all were impatient. I remember 2 or 3 years ago, I was asked to go with my friends to Iowa because it couldn't be done here in Missouri. And yet, it did happen. The time has come. Think of such events and such causes in your life. Think of your dating process. Think of your schooling. Think of other experiences that you probably have had. And enjoy the time before the harvest, because for the farmers, harvest is the most difficult, the most exhausting time of the year. If you're in a school, if you're in a seminary, enjoy your seminary years. If you are dating, enjoy not being married yet. If you are married but with no kids, enjoy having no children. If you have children and no grandchildren, enjoy having no grandchildren. And if you have grandchildren, congratulations, now you can retire. Each passage of life, each chapter of our life has its time and has its purpose. I want to close today with a quote from St. Ignatius Loyola, the founding father of the Jesuits. You know, Pope Francis is a Jesuit. And Ignatius Loyola, when he was establishing this new order, he told his first disciples that Jesuits are to pray as if everything depends on God, and to act as if everything depends on them. As followers of Jesus, as followers of Christ, we know that God grows things sometimes in the darkness. And yet we have to pray so that God will allow that growth to happen. At the same time, though, we have to act and work hard, believing that our response, that our actions and work is also very important. Pray as hard as if everything depended on God, and act as if everything depended on you. Amen.